Well, it's a grand morning this morning, and it's going to lead to a nice hot day later on today. Very humid and sultry at the moment. It's great weather for insects, and there's an increase in insects generally. A lot of people have noticed and reported to me that they've seen higher numbers than last year, and that's very true. There are the odd species that seems to be struggling, but on the whole, everything is doing really well. And one particular longhorn seems to be having its best year that I've ever known. And the beetle in question is the longhorn Rutpela maculata. For many years, and some people still refer to it as being Strangalia maculata, but it hasn't been Strangalia for many years. It's been Rutpela maculata now for as long as I can remember. Although anyone with an old insect identification book, it's probably still Strangalia to them. But aside from the name change, this is the most beautiful longhorn that you could wish to see, at least easily. It's very accessible to most people. It will occur in unkempt parts of parks, even gardens, and anywhere that's got wire flowers, but especially umbelliferous flowers like these hogweeds here. It'll also occur commonly on the flowers of bramble and also dog rose too, but it's especially fond of umbellifers, and that's the place to look for it, in grassy areas, alongside fields and woodland margins, woodland rides, pretty much anywhere where there are umbellifers, this beetle will be found. Thankfully, it is a common species. It's probably our most common and widespread longhorn that we have, and because of its common nature, it suffers from being so common despite its beautiful and highly variable coloration on the elytra. That coloration can vary from almost completely black specimens to almost completely yellow specimens, but most are something in between, although the markings vary considerably. If you wanted to collect something and show variations within a species, I think this would be the one, but not many people do that kind of thing nowadays. But it's a superb longhorn. Quite often it can be quite difficult to approach. It's often seen hovering around flowers before deciding which one to settle on, and it is a very active species. The ones here this morning are in the shade. The sunshine hasn't got to them yet this morning, and so they are quite approachable. Rutpela maculata isn't often as approachable as this. Once they become warm enough, they become extremely active, but they're very easy to identify even in flight, and because they are so common, it's the most likely longhorn that you will see and see in flight. So common throughout the UK, and a nice easy species to find, and a beautiful thing to warrant looking for anyway. Most people, especially coleopterists, have a thing for longhorns. I don't know what it is about them, but it's a thing that I have too. I've been fascinated by longhorns. I think it's because they're large and they're usually impressively coloured. Longhorns are extremely variable, full stop, but variations in one particular species, I don't think anything touches Rutpela maculata. It's a quite beautiful beetle, and one we should look at and praise more than what we do. It's another one of those beetles that suffers from what I call commonitis, where despite it being absolutely beautifully marked and coloured, we tend to ignore it and just count it just purely because it's so common. We have such a tendency to look for the rarities, which is all very well and good, but never neglect the common.